This is John Watson. I want to continue our series on discussing the 5 options that you have when you've been sued by a debt buyer or a debt collector in Alabama. And those 5 options are: you can file bankruptcy, you can handle it on your own by fighting it, handle it on your own by settling it, you can hire a lawyer to fight it, or hire a lawyer to settle it. And so in this one, we want to turn away from the do-it-yourself approach and say, okay, if I want to hire a lawyer to fight the case for me, what's involved in that? What are the advantages and disadvantages? So first of all, let's talk about what all is involved in it, and then we'll talk about the advantages and disadvantages. So what's involved is if you hire a lawyer to defend you in one of these suits, and that lawyer will file an answer for you, a response to the lawsuit. And if you've already filed one, sometimes we get clients that they do it on their own, then they decide they want to hire us, and it's perfect. There's nothing we need to change. Normally, though, we'll amend or modify the answer to make sure we've got all the legal defenses in there that we want. And then if it goes to trial, then we will go to trial. And normally, unless there's some special reason or you've been subpoenaed, then we do not want our client to be there at the trial. And I can explain that if we talk in person or over the phone. So what's involved is we handle the case for you. Now, what are the advantages of it? Well, the obvious advantage is you have a lawyer. There's a lawyer on the other side. Now you have a lawyer. And presumably, if you're hiring a lawyer, you must think that it's going to give you an advantage in the case, or you wouldn't spend your money. I had a car that I had to take to the mechanic a couple days ago. Now, if I said in my mind, or if I said to you, I don't think that mechanic can do a very good job. I think I could do a lot better on my own. You would say, well, why didn't you do it on your own then? So if you're hiring a lawyer, it's because you feel like that lawyer, based upon the lawyer's experience, training, knowledge, skill, etc., that lawyer will give you a better chance of success than you would have on your own. It also saves you time, and we talked about this in another video. Basically, anything that you do, you're going to spend time or you're going to spend money. So you want to handle a case on your own? Well, it's not going to cost you any money, but it's going to cost you time. You want to hire a lawyer to defend you? Well, then your time commitment is going to be very small, but it's going to cost you money. So this will save you time by hiring a lawyer. Now, what's the disadvantage? Well, the disadvantage is you got to pay a lawyer. And the question comes up, well, how much is that? Well, it really depends on what type of lawsuit it is, whether it's in that higher court that we've talked about in other videos, the circuit court, or district court, or small claims court. That will affect the amount. Who has sued you can affect the amount. Whether our experience is that this can be handled quicker or will be more complicated. Whether we think this company might appeal or not appeal. All that gets factored into what we will give you as far as a quote. But we'll talk to you first and tell you whether we even think this is a good option for you. And a lot of times we tell people, you know what? I mean, I'd be happy to have your money, but seriously, you don't need to hire me. You should handle this on your own. And don't spend your money hiring me. But if we think that it's a legitimate option, then we'll tell you what that cost will be. We almost always do it as a flat fee. So we'll give you one number, and it's not going to go up, it's not going to go down. Most people don't want to hire us at $400 an hour, which I completely understand. So we'll give you a flat amount, and that's based upon, we've been doing this for many, many years. We know how to do this in a very efficient manner, and so we'll give you that quote, and then you can decide what's best for you. Another, I guess you could say, disadvantage is when you hire a lawyer, you could always lose the case. I can never promise somebody that I will win a case. Now, I take cases that I feel confident about, and I've been doing this a long time. I teach other lawyers how to do this, and so I have a high degree of confidence, but I'm not wearing the black robes, okay? So I can't promise you what the results will be. So you have to factor that in, and again, we would discuss all that. But in the right circumstance, hiring a lawyer is a very good idea in terms of wanting to fight the case. Because if you win your case, and this is the same as if you did on your own, but if you win your case, then that means in almost every circumstance you do not owe that debt buyer any money. So that has some implications, because they sued you saying that you do owe them money. They credit reported and said you owed them money. They may have collected on you before they sued and they said you owed money, and it turns out you owe them nothing. That's a problem for them under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and it can be a problem under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. These are federal consumer protection statutes, and we sue these debt buyers all the time under these laws for when either somebody has successfully defended themselves, or if we've been hired and we go to trial and we win the case, then we will certainly evaluate the good and the bad of suing that debt collector. If that's an option, we'll tell you the good and the bad of suing them in federal court, what you can expect out of that, what the odds of success are, and all those types of things. So if you have been sued in Alabama by some debt collector, debt buyer, Midland Funding, LVNV, Portfolio Recovery, Unifund, whoever it may be, and you want to talk to us about your options, including hiring us to defend you, then give us a call. My name is John Watts, 205-879-2447, or you can go to alabamaconsumer.com. We have a lot of information there, and you can also fill out a contact form, and we'll get right back with you. Thank you very much.